My name's Tim Hardiman. I spent 23 years with the NYPD. I started in 1986. I got out of the Marine Corps on January 3rd, 1986, and I went in the police academy January 9th. I didn't even need to get a haircut. Worked in a number of commands. I was the commanding officer of 2 different detective squads as well as 2 patrol precincts. I finished my career at the rank of inspector. At that time I was the commanding officer of the 4-7 precinct in the Bronx. I left the NYPD and now I work for American Military University, where I taught classes in criminal justice, and now I'm the director of business development for the law enforcement community. My whole life I have hated bullies. I still hate bullies. And where in life, other than hanging out in a bar and looking for the skinny guy getting picked on, can you intercede on behalf of the weaker, for lack of a better word, against people who are going to prey on them? I think there are 2 places. Military, where we do it on an international level, where the U.S. forever has come to the aid, you know, Kuwait, Iraq, people being oppressed, dictator, bully, think they're interchangeable. Or in the police force, where somebody weaker is being preyed upon and you can stop it. In the system, again, I was a rookie cop. It had to be 87 or 88, because I made sergeant in 89. And we see a woman running down 8th Avenue in Midtown Manhattan, probably 2 or 3 in the morning, in a sheet. And she's yelling that she just got raped. And it turns out she was a prostitute. But this bad guy had taken her to the Milford Plaza Hotel, put a gun to her head, and raped her. And we went upstairs, and the Milford security guards had the guy on the ground, and there was a gun laying next to him. And the original complainant really didn't want to do much with the case. She got out of there with her life, and she was pretty willing to move on with her life and not really go forward with the prosecution. As I searched this guy, I came up with a bunch of weird property, including ID of an old man, older man, probably my age now. And this was before the internet and before cell phones. I actually had to go down and put a note on this man's door to please call me. And what happens is, after a pretty long investigation, the perp who had raped the prostitute had also befriended this homosexual man. In 1987, it wasn't what things are now. And taken him up to his apartment on the guise of having sex, and then tied him up and robbed him. Stole his property and stole the gentleman's deceased partner's property. And went to the preliminary hearing, went to trial, got beat up a little bit by the defense attorney, making some pretty outlandish accusations against me, but they didn't have anything else. And we got the conviction, and all was good. You still need boots on the ground. And you still need people talking to the complainants. And you still need people to go out and put handcuffs on the bad guys. And you still need people to get statements from the bad guys and recover the evidence properly, constitutionally, so that it can be used. The technology is going to continue to go, but every one of us could go back a generation to the people at the end of the career when we were beginning ours, and they saw what they thought was life-changing technology changes. You carry a radio on your belt. We had to go to the call box or bang 3 times with the nightstick on the ground. They never thought, like, that was it. Wow, now we've got portable radios. Now we've got cell phones. Now, whatever the next one is, we don't know yet. But they haven't done away with the police yet. I fear, but I think every generation has, that there are cops taking the job because it's a good career. They're looking at it for what they can get out of it rather than what they can put into it. I think the truth be told, there were always those people. And then there were people who wanted to do the job. And I imagine there always will be, both kinds. And the good ones will maximize the use of the technology. Some of the good ones will resist the new technology, like we knew guys that did. I bet the job will, it's like DNA. My DNA and your DNA, 90+% of it is exactly the same. And that single-digit percent is what makes us different. There are going to be things that change, but overall the DNA of policing is going to stay the same.